Welcome back. Brand new course. So for anyone watching, this is going to be for BTEC Level 3 IT AAQ, which stands for Alternative Academic Qualification. But before I go into the course, let me just quickly show you the new website. It is by no means completed, so by the time you watch this, it might be completely different. But what I wanted to show you guys is where you go to get the free resources. So this is the homepage of the website, and at the very top, again, I might change these again. So it says Home, Learning, Technology. You're going to want to click on where it says Learning, and once you get to that page, you're going to scroll down to here and you're going to see Information Technology, IT and ICT. These are all the courses I plan on doing. I might not get around to everything, but that's the plan. For BTEC Level 3 IT Legacy, so that's the older stuff. You can click on this one here to get all the free resources, so I'll quickly show that. These are all the video playlists and the content I made for it. If I go back one, this is going to be for BTEC Nationals IT Level 3 AAQ. So this is the new course as of September 2025. So if you're doing the new course with your college, be sure that the name says BTEC Nationals Level 3 IT AAQ, which is again Alternative Academic Qualification. Once you go into this one, you click on it, it's going to be more or less the same thing. I haven't updated it yet, so it's still showing the older stuff, but here, this is going to be the new unit. It actually has exactly the same name as the previous courses for Unit 1. So the name is going to be the same, but the content is going to be slightly different. There are going to be overlaps. So if you're not sure, you could still study for the BTEC Level 3 Legacy Unit 1 and the AAQ as well. The content is going to be very similar. Now, so if I go back to my PowerPoint now, let me present this. Let's make a start. So Pearson IT AAQ pages specification. I've already shown you the website where you can go ahead and get the free resources. This web page here, I will share this PowerPoint as well. So this web page here is where you can go to find the main page. So I'm going to click on that, open it and show you guys. This is the main page of the website. And you can either choose extended certificate from here or certificate. What I would always do is when it comes up with extended anything, extended simply means you're going to have more units in that course. So for example, once they add the extended diploma, I'll be working from that spec. That spec is going to have every single unit that's possible to be done on that course. But for now, I'm going to stick with extended certificate because that has everything for both certificate and extended certificate. So if I go back to my PowerPoint quickly, this one here is going to take me directly to the specification. I updated this in April 2025, so it might have changed slightly. If it does change later on, I'll come back and update the PowerPoint and let you guys know. So if I click on this, this is the specification that we get. And a specification for anyone that's not entirely sure, this is going to be the document that your teachers, your schools, everybody goes by to teach you the content that they need to teach you for the exam. So let's say for argument's sake, I've had schools or people email me before saying, I don't actually have a teacher. What should we do? You should get the specification. Let me scroll all the way down to Unit 1 and show you what it would look like. Just bear with me a second. So this is the Unit 1 section here on the spec. It starts on page 21. So if you scroll all the way down, this will have every single bullet point here is the stuff that you would need to know to get ready for your exam. So if you don't have a teacher, what I would recommend is you get the spec, you come in here and you learn every single thing in here. So it says features of digital devices that form part or all of our IT system. So what you would do is you would come in here and you'd research every single one of these bullet points here. It is a bit long, but this is a very big exam. I remember this being, I think it's an hour and a half, but the amount of content you have to learn is quite a bit. So let me go back to my PowerPoint. Now from here, it says, this is the new AAQ course. And again, it means Alternative Academic Qualification. This replaces the BTEC Level 3 IT. This is BTEC Level 3 version 2 in my opinion. It's very, very similar, but it's just a step up. They have updated a few things, and at the moment of recording this September 2025, there is only extended certificate, which gives you roughly 2 A levels. I think extended diploma is going to be rolled out, I would say September 2026 or September 2027. I'm not sure, but I made this prediction in April 2025. So let's see if it comes true. Who is this course for? This is for post-16 learners, college students going to university, but still a very good base for people wanting to transition into IT. So if you're someone who's already in the working world and you think, actually, I want to move over to IT, this is a very good transition course because all the stuff in Unit 1 is honestly standard, very generic, very general stuff that every single IT person who wants to get to a higher level must know. What will you do? There are 4 main units. They're graded from near pass to distinction or distinction star, sorry. So near pass, pass, merit, distinction, distinction star. There are 360 guided learning hours at the moment for the extended certificate. And don't worry too much about these numbers. Your school or whoever you're doing your training with will sort all of this out. Simply go to your classes, and in the background they would have worked out how many classes you roughly need to have to get to the numbers that you need to get to be ready for the exam and to be ready to sit your coursework. We have 2 external units, also known as exam units. So we have information technology systems, that's the first one. And then the second one would be cybersecurity and incident management. If you go back and watch my old BTEC level 3 legacy stuff for unit 1 and unit 11, the content is going to be very, very similar. I would be very hard pressed to find any differences, especially in unit 1. Unit 11 I haven't looked into in great detail, but it's going to be very similar. And then we have 2 internal units, and these internal units are going to be coursework units. The first one we have is website development. Again, this is very similar to the old unit 6 for BTEC level 3 IT. So if you just Google BTEC level 3 IT unit 6, you should see my website or some of my videos on there. And for the other one as well is going to be relational database development. Again, this is the old unit 2 using Microsoft Access. It might be different. I haven't looked into these in great detail, but I'm just giving the information now. If you wanted to go get the resources from my website, the old BTEC level 3 legacy stuff is going to be here. So when I send this PowerPoint out, you can actually just have a look at it. I'll have links in the description as well. So unit 1 is an external unit. It's 120 guided learning hours, 90 marks in total for the exam. It's either a January exam or a May/June exam. It's the old BTEC level 3 playlist is here. So if you want to go get some information about unit 1, that's on the old legacy stuff, you can click on this link here and it will take you straight through. Unit 1 has 3 assessment outcomes. We have AO1, AO2, and AO3. I'm not going to read everything on this PowerPoint. It's just to give you some generic information. You can always pause the video and go ahead and read it yourself, or click on the links in the description to get to where you need to get to. The unit 1 sections are section A, B, C, D, E, and F. And again, I'm not going to read everything. This was just copied from the spec. Unit 2, cybersecurity and incident management. Again, is an external exam unit. It's 120 guided learning hours, 90 marks again. Same January exam or May/June exam. The old BTEC level 3 legacy playlist is here. So if you want to go watch the old stuff, you can watch it here. It still has very good information. Not much has changed in my opinion, but wait until I do both units so you can then compare. Unit 2 also has 3 assessment outcomes, and here they are again. From the spec, Unit 2 has 4 sections, A, B, C, and D. And again, we can go ahead and read that. Unit 3 is a website development unit. It's an internal coursework unit. It's 60 guided learning hours. The others were 120, and they were 120 because they're big units or double units. This is going to be half a unit, so the coursework should be relatively short and relatively quick. Coursework is normally submitted at the end of the academic year. So the old BTEC level 3 stuff is Unit 6 website development, and there's a playlist here again. So if you want to go watch that old stuff, you can watch it. I will be doing a completely new playlist for Unit 3 for this one. I might use a different program, but I'll do some research and try to figure it out to see what software would be best to use. Dreamweaver would be my first bet, but I don't know what schools are using at the moment. Unit 3 has 3 learning names, A, B, and C. Go ahead and have a quick read of that. Unit 4 is relational database development. So this is an internal unit again. It's 60 guided learning hours. Coursework is normally submitted at the end of the academic year again. And this might be or should be similar to the old BTEC level 3 unit, which was Unit 2, creating systems to manage information. That's databases using Microsoft Access. If you click on that link, it should take you through again. But once I do more research, I'll create a completely new course for this one. Unit 4 has 3 learning names, A, B, and C. So here is something I copied from the spec as well. This is internal unit points. So points available for internal units. The table shows the number of points available for internal units. For each internal unit, points are allocated depending on the grade awarded. So let's say, for argument's sake, you did one of the coursework units and you got a pass, then you'd get 6 points. If you got a merit, you'd get 10. If you got a distinction, you get 16. Obviously, if you got a U, which is a fail, you'll get 0. These points will then add up to give you an overall score for BTEC, and those points can then be transferred over to UCAS points when applying for university. But don't worry too much about that. What I would say is obviously aim for distinctions. Ask your teachers to give you a points breakdown, and normally BTEC website themselves will have a spreadsheet that you can put your grades into, and it will spit out your final grade at the end. I might do a spreadsheet myself and have on my website because I do think their website is a bit hard to navigate. So I might do one for my website. You can go there and grab it and use it as well. And this is more or less the same thing, but for external units instead, and it would be more or less the same thing. So if on the exam you got a U, that's a fail, you get 0 points. If you got a near pass, you get 8 points. A pass would give you 12, a merit would give you 20 points, and a distinction would give you 32 points. A distinction for these units were typically very easy. I remember a distinction being like 40 marks out of 90 would give you a distinction, if memory serves right, or like 45 marks. So I'd say if getting 50% of a paper gives you a distinction, that's not a very hard paper, but it does require a lot of studying. So here's kind of like an example that they had on the spec. So let's say for Unit 1, the exam unit, you got a merit. So again, this is out of 90, but don't worry about that. The guided learning hours here is 120. Let's say you got a merit on that exam. You would get 24 units. Let's say for Unit 2, you got a near pass. You would get 8 points. let's say for Unit 3, the coursework unit, the website development one, you got a pass. And Unit 4, I think that was the database one, you got a merit, you would get 10. The overall score would be 48. And that overall grade would be a pass. And again, it goes from near pass, pass, merit, distinction, and distinction star. So ideally, everyone needs to really be aiming for the highest possible grade. I don't think the coursework stuff is going to be hard personally, because the fact that it's coursework means that you can research and you can take your time and do things within reason. But the ones you need to focus on mainly, in my opinion, are the exams where you don't have any access to the internet, any access to any books, any notes. It has to come from your head on paper. As I said before, there will be a spreadsheet that allows for easy calculation. Teachers and head of departments will know how to find this. It's on the Pearson website. You might have to sign in to get it, or teachers will be able to whip up something quickly. Mine is not completed yet. I started this a long time ago and I haven't finished it, but I will get this out at some point. So you can simply download it, put whatever grade or points you got in, and it will spit out what you should get at the end. So this is my general plan for the exam units. So that's for Unit 1 and Unit 2 so far. Once more units are added, it's going to be the same general process. The exam units are going to have this general structure. So I would say I have some nice looking PowerPoints. I'm going to have some study cards. So it's going to be content copied from the spec, and I just make up some questions based on that content to give you. Then I'm going to have some random questions based on each topic. So kind of like the study cards again, but it's going to be like a Word document. I'm going to have some short exam questions. This is mainly for Unit 1 to be fair. Then I'm going to have some longer exam questions, and it's all going to be free on the website. I don't know why it's blue down here, but it's all going to be free on RonsTechHub.com. So you can go there, download everything, and use it completely for free. I'm not going to charge anyone for anything. The plan for the coursework unit is to do some teaching with the PowerPoint first. Then I'm going to create something called a writing template. And if you go back and watch my BTEC Level 3 legacy stuff, you're going to see something like that. A writing template are ideas of what can be done. It's not going to be, you have to do this to get a pass, merit, or distinction. It's just my general thinking of what you can do to actually lay out your document. But again, once I get there, I'll show you what it looks like. There's also going to be a video of me doing the assignment, not the completed assignment, but generally showing the layout, what I would do, the questions I would ask, what I would answer in a Word document. And I might upload only the writing template. Ask your teachers or heads of department to download stuff and share it with you, either from my website or from the Pearson website. Your teachers and heads of departments will have special logins that they can go onto the website and get stuff that someone like me who doesn't have a login, or someone like you who doesn't have a login, can actually get. My website and my YouTube channel are not going to be the only place that you can get free resources. And again, the course materials are on the BTEC website. So this link here is going to take you directly to the BTEC website, and it's going to give you the specification, the sample assessment, the internal assessments, the teaching and learning materials, so you can actually get everything that the teacher would get. It is a bit overwhelming and confusing for students. I found that anyway. So if you would prefer, you can follow along with your teachers. You can, obviously you should follow along with your teachers. You can follow along with me, and you can get resources in condensed bite-sized chunks from my website. So here's an example of the Unit 1 and 2 sample assessment material. So on the website, they give you something called SAMS, or sample assessment material, which is basically them giving you an example of what the exam or the coursework could look like. For these two specifically, Unit 1 and Unit 2 for this course is going to be exams. And here we have the Units 3 and 4 internal assessments. So this is essentially the criteria that we will have to follow when doing the assignment. And as you can see, the first two don't have a padlock beside them, which were Unit 1 and Unit 2 sample assessment material. But the other two, Units 3 and 4, they have a padlock next to them. Whenever you go onto the Pearson website, if you see a padlock next to something, that means you won't be able to access that resource unless your teacher or your head of department gives you a login. They won't give you a login, so the easiest thing to do is to send them the link, ask them to download it and share it with you and your class. And finally, yes, I know they're lean and uneven, and search for RonsTechHub on all major socials. Not everything is up and running yet. Obviously, YouTube's up and running. The website's up and running as well. The others like TikTok and the other social medias are not fully ready yet, but stuff is coming eventually. I want to get YouTube and the website done first, and then I can start porting stuff over to other social media. So for now, stick to YouTube and stick to the website. Thank you for watching. Hopefully that was useful. Stay tuned.